Newgrange. Well, we will be in a minute. We have to get the bus.
I know, we're on the bridge.
Day 2 of Carl's birthday. So yeah. So Knowth and Newgrange.
These were nice sites. These were nice historic sites. It was a really good tour, and the sites themselves were like impressively high for what they were.
I mean, we've been to Newgrange before, but we didn't have time to go to Knowth. But because I worked at Grimes Grays for so long and I have such a love of prehistory, anytime we get to go to Newgrange is like a massive treat for me. So to get to do Knowth as well was really exciting, and like they're older than Stonehenge, and there's so much history. In fact, I think History Hit has a documentary on them, which is worth checking out.
Shout out to Newgrange's visitor centre as well. When we went, the visitor centre was still under construction.
Yeah, everything was in porta cabins.
So we weren't able to go inside and have a look around. But their new site, their new setup, and their new build is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, and their disabled facilities were really good as well. So I was super impressed. And once we'd done that, we drove for nearly 4 hours to our campsite. And when we got there, as you can see, it was pallets, chicken wire, dilapidated buildings, turkeys running around, a couple of pigs.
Pretty certain. I'm pretty sure that I saw some pigs. It was a farm. It wasn't a campsite. It was a farm.
And it wasn't even that. Like, farms have people. And we'd found it on PitchUp before we travelled, and to be honest, PitchUp sorted it really, really quickly and refunded us. There was only one other couple on site, and they were in a camper van, and they said some dude turned up, took their money, and disappeared, and that they hadn't seen anyone since. But I mean, the building the toilets in the roof was basically caved in, wasn't it?
It's hard to tell whether or not it was a controlled deconstruction of the building or like construction in progress, or like renovation. It didn't look safe. And it didn't look welcoming, didn't feel welcoming.
So we hit Google and we found Nagles Campsite in Doolin. So we contacted them and they had a pitch for us, and I think it was like 30 euros for the night. But to be honest, the facilities were great. The staff were really, really friendly. It was in a beautiful area. It poured with rain, so we had to pitch our tent in the rain whilst I was having a flare and feeling really sick. Like, I just had to lay on the floor and not move. I think I freaked out the women in the tent next to us.
Yeah. Speaking of the rain, I think those were the only 2 days it rained.
Yeah, that day and the day after, I think, were the only 2. And only rained in the evening. And then once we'd had something to eat, we just went out exploring on the headland. Yeah, it was beautiful. I really enjoyed everything about this day except for like murder camp. I really did feel like it looked like something out of a horror film. Like a group of teenagers would turn up and there'd be like one of them left running for the road at the end of the night. Like
I'm sure it's a decent enough campsite, and I'm sure that the people there are the people who eventually work there. When you find them, are welcoming and nice. But I just didn't feel it.
And there wasn't really any pictures. Like I didn't know where. I didn't feel like bumping into a turkey. I just like. I didn't know where to put the tent, so I'm sure it's great. And if you're in a camper van, it's probably perfection. But it was just not what we were looking for. Yeah, it wasn't great for us. But Nagles was absolutely brilliant, and they completely saved the day. And we will 110% be staying there again.